The show stating what others hate. Seeking the truth and transparency here on Patriot View
at 1A Independent News.
With your host, Bear Direct.
Well, hey, what's going on, Patriots? Thank you for joining us for this episode of Patriot View at 1A Independent News. Hang into the end. We're going to give you a way to get something out that is on your mind if you don't want to put it on your own social media profile because of trolls. We're going to give you an outline of what we require for submissions, and those go on our website. What we are asking is not unreasonable. So we're going to give you that information at the end. Oh, it's been that kind of morning already. Also, up here, website and email. Two ways you can support us on our website. We have a lot of goals. Unfortunately, we're not getting enough views on our Rumble episodes to fund what our goals are, so I fund everything out of my own pocket. So we do ask you if you want to see where we can go with the proper support, because we do not have any sponsors yet at this time. If you want to pop over to the website, actually, the way we ask you to support us is to help us generate our views, to increase our views on Rumble. Okay, so if you're viewing from Facebook, X, or Truth, share it on those platforms. Sign up for a free Rumble account. Follow, subscribe to our Rumble channel, and share the channel as well. And again, helping us get the views up where they need to be, because unlike others like YouTube, which we are on as well, so YouTubers, we ask you to, support us there as well, or just go over to Rumble. Okay? We're not asking for anybody to go out of their way to support us, but just watch, just follow, subscribe to the channel, watch the episodes, enough for us to get our views. Set it on, go through some of the old episodes, hit and let it run. Let them run. I've done that. I do that every once in a while with some ones that is content great. No, but I believe in what they're trying to do. They're willing to put themselves out there. So I understand what the message is they're trying to get through or put across, and I'll support them. So sometimes what I'll do is I'll set the channel, okay, and start an episode and let it go through auto and start cycling through their video, their content, so it increases their views. I don't have to think it's the greatest. Sometimes I hear something that interests me and I'll go back and I'll start watching it. And that's what can happen sometimes. And it's old. Some of the content is old. Some of the content we see on Reels on Facebook and stuff like that, and Twitter and not Twitter. I don't even want to say X now, but we'll say the old Twitter. But these social media platforms that play Reels and videos, sometimes we don't even know how old these things are. I've gone through some Reels and I go, that's like 4 years old, or that's like 5 years old. And people are just seeing them for the first time. And guess what? Those things are generating, and those that are monetizing, they're still generating 5 years later off their content, old content. Because people don't know that it's that old. So, it's winter time again. Thanksgiving's right around the corner, guys, next week. So, yeah, help us get those views up. Sorry, but that's what we guess. Help us get those views up. That's our biggest thing. But you can on our website. I think the website and email are probably down by now, but it'll be back up at the end. Best way is 2 ways to support us on our website. There's a hosting gift box up at the top of the page. All the pages on the website. Anything you get to that gift box goes directly to our host provider. Does not go to us. Goes to our host provider. Credits our hosting account. And that is important because everything we do costs us money. We have nothing that's free. Our intro and outro we had done for us. So as far as the audio, everything else we put through. Excuse me, guys. We overlaid the audio on the images. So, and that's just the way that is. I haven't come up with I just, the outro is fine. The intro, I don't know, maybe because I put the website and email up. I don't know if I'll change that at all. But on the bottom of the homepage on the website as well, you can, there's a crowdfunding box if you want to help us out through crowdfunding. So we do not have any sponsors. We have items on our website. We have items that we recommend. If anything changes with that, or the relationship between that item and ourselves, we will remove not a sponsor from the description, and we will add in the appropriate relationship and any discount codes if they apply. So I'm going to try to reach out again. We were I didn't mention it. I had I think the president of Right Wing Naturals got a hold of me. I sent him a video. It was with their Cackling Witch candle, and I talked about Right Wing Naturals soap. And like I said, I mentioned the candle, and I didn't ask him for a sponsorship. I just like, hey, dude, listen, I bumped your product. I love this candle, man. I hope it helps. Basically, is the thing. He came back with a video message to me about, hey, we don't have a sponsor program, but we might be able to somehow piece together and come up with a affiliate, possibly an affiliate program for you. Which was, hey, but so we've been playing tag back and forth, and we'll see how that works out. So if we can get that worked out, we'll let everybody know. But till then, go support Right Wing Naturals. I spent a lot of money with Right Wing Naturals. I'm like their VIP, and this guy don't even know. The president don't even know it because when I sent him everything. It was through Patriot View, and my handle, Bear Direct. So I think I'm gonna call him because I actually sent him from one of my other emails as well. So let's see what happens. See if we can get something going with Right Wing Naturals in some way, somehow. And hopefully we can start getting some sponsors. It'll take some of the burden off because I have to choose between paying bills and paying for certain things for our website and our channel. So sorry to keep you babbling this long about stuff, but all we do is ask to help us out. Biggest thing is those views. So, all right, guys, go back through some of the old episodes. There's some interesting ones there. Believe it or not, some of you might remember, depending on how deep you go in there. We do have some. We haven't broke. I don't think we broke 500 views on a single episode. But we do have some episodes back way farther. That you're in maybe a couple hundred, or so. I think we had one that was like 400 and something. That's a lot of views for it. For us, that's a lot of views. But I know we can do better because we've seen content that has thousands of views the content is like, are you serious? They're getting all these views, and I can't get views. What the hell is going on here? Where is the justice? Because this content freaking sucks. Big balls. So, anyways, I mean, it's just to the point where I couldn't even get behind the content because it made no sense at all. So I know I just blew 10 minutes, but that's where we're at. Rumble views up. Please share, and encourage others to do the same thing. If you have some idea for an episode, content, a content, idea, you want to help us out in some way. Well, it doesn't even have to be anything through the website or, obviously we want your views, but if you want to help out in another way, say, hey man, I think we might be able to help you out. Let's see what we can do. Get a hold of me. Listen, I can't buy promotion. So that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking to you as an individual. If you want to see, hey, I think I can help with something. There's something I can do to help you guys get where you need to be, or at least be part of it. Maybe at some point we can work up something after some interaction and everything to be able to, say, hey, how can you fit as part of our team? We don't get paid. So let's see what we can do with some help, some support. So I'm just an average, everyday patriot. I'm a disabled Marine Corps veteran. And I just got tired and fed up with the censorship that we had. I was personally censored by Facebook. My account had nothing but religious items and pro-Trump back in the day, right? And they deleted my Facebook page. I had that page, that account since Facebook started. Since Facebook started, I had that page, that profile. I've never, restrictions or anything like that. No Facebook jail, as we call it, ever. And they up and deleted my account, said I violated community standards. What violated community standards? They couldn't tell me when I got a hold of them. I'm like, dude, what violated community standards? There was nothing on there that could be violated community standards. You just deleted my account. After all these years, I was a beta tester and everything on a couple of their changes. Maybe that's what it was. They were like waiting because they didn't like what I had to say about a couple of the changes they were making when I was a beta tester. I don't know, man. But that's one of the reasons, one of the things that started, at least why we started Patriot View, or 1A Independent News. And then we started the Patriot View was this, to talk. It's a Patriot's view on things. So we were canceled. I was canceled. And I said, you know what? Enough is enough. It's happening way too much. It's happening to a lot of people, that people are being censored by social media, the platforms themselves, and it seems to be conservatives. So now one of the things that you see in the liberalism, and you see with the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, and they're basically calling, in some of these other politicians, basically calling for it ain't basically calling for an insurrection. They're calling for an insurrection of their own. They tried to say conservatives had January 6th was an insurrection. It was never labeled an insurrection. They call it an insurrection. It was never legally labeled an insurrection because it wasn't. What these Democrat liberal politicians are suggesting is an insurrection. They're trying to suggest, they said and still imply Donald Trump called for an insurrection. He never called for an insurrection. As we saw in that video, the unedited version, not the BBC version, the unedited version, the real version, the one that I watched live, which is way different than the edited version. And that's what the liberals were using. Well, look what he said. He said this. The liberal media put it up there. Oh, look, he said this. There's two different versions of it, other than the real one, which is the unedited version, the one that was done live. So, I don't know, guys. It's just ridiculous that they will label us as these bad people when in reality it's them. I'm not saying they're all bad people. I think they're just making bad decisions. They're trying to harbor illegals. They want to give illegals all this free money, free health care, free that. When we're neglecting our own homeless people. We're neglecting our own citizens, for crying out loud. And these liberals want to give these illegals everything. Why? Because they want to, at some point, they've been trying to figure out how to get it so they can legally vote. So they can legally vote. That's why. They don't care about you. And you get these illegals, these liberals, hey dear, that are sitting there about, defund the police and leave the immigrants alone. They're fine until they get carjacked. And it happened recently. I can't remember which one it was. And it's not the first time. And this person's calling out for justice. Wait a minute. Now you're calling it was illegal, that carjacked person. It was a Democrat liberal politician. Can't remember whether it was, I think it was a state politician or local politician or something. Now you're outraged. Now you want the cops. Why aren't the cops doing something? Because you're calling to defund them. Oh, they're running for you. They're going to do everything in there. They're going to rush to help you. You just don't get it. It's like these politicians in these liberal politicians in D.C. that complain that the government should be paying for their security. Why does the taxpayer got to pay for your security? You're not the president. You're not the vice president. You're not in a role that constitutionally requires or calls for Secret Service protection. Or a bill that was voted into law by Congress. So, explain to us again why we, the taxpayer, should pay for your skin. Look at, there's only so many people that get Secret Service protection. only so many people that get Secret Service protection. Well, the Secret Service is very large. You know what? Yeah. You know what it deals with mostly? You know what the main focus of the Secret Service is right now is the Department of the Treasury. Yep. Treasury Department. You know, fraudulent, fake bills, fake currency, U.S. currency, stuff like that. Fraud, currency fraud, items like that fall under the jurisdiction of the Department of the Treasury, which Secret Service deals with. Other than that, you have a lot of Secret Service agents that protect the White House, do forward, planning for visits and stuff like that. But Miss Jackson, I think it's Jackson. Correct me if I'm wrong. Go ahead, hit it in the comments. Correct me. I'm throwing up. We don't have this is a carpool, man. I don't have a script in front of me with these names in front of me. But look at how many senators and congressmen there are. We don't have enough Secret Service agents to protect them. We're not paying, the citizens are not paying for private security for you. Yeah, you pay for your own security. The children of the vice president and the president, children, I think they only get Secret Service protection up to a certain age. Yeah. I don't think this House Speaker gets Secret Service protection. So why I don't understand why these people believe that they should. No, it's not Jackson. Jeez, I can't remember who it is now. Just like her though. Why they think they're special and they deserve. Well, I have to pay for this and that. So freaking what? I want to know what her net worth was going into before she was elected and what it is now. Because I guarantee you she's worth, her net worth is way more now than it was when she became a politician. These are the people that you got that support these anti-ICE people, protesters that are ramming ICE officers, shooting at ICE officers. When are you going to realize these people broke the law? They're here illegally. It's time for them to go. They brought gangs with them. Latin Kings, MS-13, Tren de Aragua, and I think there's a couple more. We didn't really have a problem. We had MS-13, but not these other ones. And MS-13 was very small. It was not a large. But then you get flooded into the U.S. with all these illegals. And what happens? Here they come. You got people that they've already proven should have never been allowed in the United States that are here. And I blame that on the Biden administration. So everything bad that's happened to the American citizens at the hands of illegals, the dead citizens of the United States at the hands of illegals, for whatever reason, however it happened, that blood should be on the hands of the Biden administration. Bottom line. And these Democrats, these liberals that believe that they should be allowed here. So, I don't know, guys. Something's got to give. Like I said, I think these liberals want these illegals here because in hopes that at some point they're going to be able to make it so they can vote. And if we get them here and we support them and we do this and we do this, who are they going to vote for? Oh, that's right. They're going to vote for us. And we're going to sweep the board. We're going to have everything with the majority all across the board. We're going to make the laws. We're going to make this a liberal utopia. We're going to make this a socialist nation like we really want. That's their thought. Until these people realize, oh, crap. And you know what? You got people coming out of socialist nations that are escaping socialism. And I get it. And I understand. And I can sympathize with them. But I want you to do it legally. Just like others that became citizens, that immigrated here legally, became citizens, are saying, we don't agree with anybody skipping the line. We went through the process. We followed the laws. And now we're citizens. Or we're here legally. We do not agree with anybody skipping the line. Take the process. Why? Because a nation without borders isn't a nation at all. They're bringing their flag and they're not pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States. They're not pledging allegiance to the flag of the United States. You see them, they're flying all their own flags. Why? A nation that you're not pledging allegiance to and you're still pledging allegiance to your nation, Cuba, Mexico, Venezuela, Nicaragua, wherever you're from, you're flying your flag all over, waving it all over the United States, and you're pledging allegiance to your flag, the country that you had to lead, you just had to get out of because it sucked. And you're pledging allegiance still to that flag, going to the nation that you're expected to give you handouts, and you're not pledging allegiance to that flag, that nation, once that happens, that nation no longer becomes a nation. One nation under God. It becomes 100 nations. And that's not how a country works. That is not how a country works. And you know what? You got other countries, Britain's starting to figure it out now too. Because now they're sitting there, they're tired of it. Germany's tired of it. A lot of these countries are now tired of these, and they're like, nope, these people got to go back. They have to go back. You out. So, all right, guys, I know I got rambling on about in the beginning, and I'm sorry. So help support what we're trying to do. Help us get those views up. Website and email, if it's not up here right now, it will be in just a second. Pop over to the website. Bottom of the homepage, crowdfunding box, top of all the pages on the website, hosting gift box. Help us out, if you will. We've had to cancel our live streaming platform, which really sucks because it was great. We could put things up real time. We could put stuff up, take it back down. There was a lot of things we could do. We could no longer afford it. I had to cancel a bunch of stuff. So now we have to pre-record everything. And I hate doing that because I can't put things up throughout. I could, but then I got to find the individual spots for it. And it's a pain right in the butt. And I just don't have the time for that. So if you want to help us out, like I said, help get those views up on Rumble, YouTube, get us where we need to be on YouTube, or just leave YouTube, go over Rumble and sign up, and follow us there and watch the episodes and share the episodes. Again, website, bottom of the homepage, crowdfunding, top of the website, pages on the website, hosting gift boxes. Again, we do not have any sponsors. We have items we recommend on our website. If you are submitting something, please run it through a grammar editor. We're not grammar police, but if you run it through a grammar editor, it's going to kind of tweak it and put it into a format that is, you're not saying your piece wouldn't be understandable, but sometimes they're not. So you want to put your piece together with proper punctuation if possible, and run it through a grammar editor. That's all I'm saying. Run it through a grammar editor. It's going to help you out. It's going to put your piece together, put punctuation where it really needs to be, correct some minor spelling errors. Hopefully, that's what we hope, and make it so that people can really grasp what the message is you're trying to deliver. If you're quoting anything, make sure it's in quotations. Sources or references to support what you're saying. You're not quoting, they're just supporting information. In brackets, the name of the website, no .com, .net, .org, .nothing, no .nothing. Just the name of the website, title of the piece, if there is one, for both that and the quotes. Copy the indexed address out of the address bar at the top of your browser, okay? Paste it directly above, directly below the quote. For sources or references, you're going to paste it in the brackets. What we're going to do is we're going to take and hyperlink the indexed address into the quotes, into the text, for your sources or whatnot. So when you click on the page, it's going to change the text to a different color. You click on it, it's going to go to the page on the website that the quote came from, or your sources or references. Sources or references. I believe as can be supported in, or as shown in, but you're not quoting. You're using it to support what you're saying. Okay, quotes are exactly that, quotes. So let's make sure we get that done. We're not going to take credit for your piece either. Okay. So must have a first name or pseudonym, state and location, not a physical address, state and location, so we can see where it's count. Others can see where it's count. So like Bob from Bennington, Vermont, or Buck from Scroon Lake, New York. So simple, straightforward. The only one that's going to know it's you is you, and whoever else you tell it's you. Hit us in the email address, website, and email. So if you send us something, we're going to take a look at it. And as long as it hits all those points, we'll pop it up into the blog on the website. Okay, we are way behind on any material on the website. Kind of hard to deal with that and do this and our jobs at the same time. So help us out. Give us your thoughts. If you got something you want to get out, like I said, some people don't want to put it on their, got things they want to say, don't want to put it on their own social media profile because of trolls. Listen, I don't care if you're even somebody on the left. As long as your piece meets everything and it makes sense, we will go ahead and we will put that up there for you. Okay? As long as it makes sense. Nothing crazy. Doesn't matter who it is. Cannot be crazy and outlandish. The rules are the same for everybody. So if you're somebody on the left and you got an opinion or you got a thought on something and it makes logical sense and you can support it just like everybody else, we're more than happy to put it up there for you. Okay? Meet the marks. So, all right, guys. Again, help give us some support. Help us get those views up on Rumble. Help us boost those, get everywhere we need to be on YouTube. You guys on YouTube, go over to Rumble. Help us out there. Help us out with the crowdfunding or the hosting. And I'd like to at some point be able to say, hey, we got some support. We, maybe get to a point where we can start a merch store. Right now we can't. So hopefully we get the studio done. We can do a lot better quality episodes once we can get that done. Are working at it, but again, everything comes out of my pocket, so I can only do it as I can, and I have other responsibilities. So sign up for that free Rumble account. You get limited space on Rumble. You get free some limited space, storage space on Rumble. So try your own hand at content creation. We have a paid plan because it gives us more storage space. So, all right, guys, give it a try. Help us out. Help us get those views up. If you start your own channel, let us know what it is, and we'll try to help you out as well. So again, we want to thank you for joining us, for whatever support you give us, however you can give it to us. We want to thank you for joining us for this episode of Patriot View of 1A Independent News. And as always, till next time, stay frosty, my friends.
You just heard Patriot View
at 1A Independent News
with Bear Direct. Join us on Rumble at 1A Independent News for our daily broadcast.